Oui, il lui est nu. Allons mais lui de la nuit. Got that? Nope. Too bad. Let's go on with the show. Hey, MRPW here. This is a vowel chart. Though the name might seem a bit dull, these are vital if you want to eliminate your accent in any language. I just recently came back from a trip to Denmark, and speaking Danish again, I was reminded of one of the craziest concepts I have to deal with when learning a new language. I have two cousins. One is named Lena, while the other is named Lena. And their names are not pronounced the same way. Wait, what? Lena and Lena are not pronounced the same way? Assuming you're American, they sound exactly the same. I couldn't even hear the difference when I first met them. I could go on about all the information we can get from vowel charts, but most importantly, each dot represents a vowel, and the further away two dots are from each other, the further away the sounds they make are, and the closer two dots are to each other, the more similar the vowels. So here we have a dot next to the letter E, representing the A sound in English, and you can see it's very close to this dot with the letter I representing the E sound, and you can hear that they're very similar. However, this dot with the A letter makes sound ah, and you can hear how they are very different sounds. Different vowels correspond to the tongue being in different positions. When you say seep and sap, the S and P sounds are common between them, but the vowels they make, when you pronounce them, the tongue is in different positions. Knowing that different vowels correspond to the tongue being in different positions, if we know that a language has a vowel that we struggle with, then if we can get the tongue to be in the right spot, we'd be right on track. What we need is a way to visualize these positions. As such, linguists use these vowel diagrams to communicate a language's vowels and the positions corresponding to those vowels. While we use the I and E symbols to represent the E and E sounds in English, in Danish we use these same symbols to represent the sound E as in Line and the sound E as in Line, respectively. These differences arise from the fact that the International Phonetic Alphabet is designed to be used for all the world's languages, but due to the vowel structure being more dense than, for example, English, we need to adapt to Danish, or really whatever language we're learning. As such, we use this curly-looking E shape that looks kind of like a backwards 3 to represent the sound A in Danish instead of the letter E. And notice that our letter E is between the I and the backwards-looking 3. So let's try something now. You might find this to be a bit awkward, but if you do it, you'll be speaking perfectly fluent whatever language you're trying to learn, but if you don't do it, you'll be speaking that language with an accent for the rest of your life. What I personally do is I go for walks so that no one hears me while I'm doing this. You can do whatever you want, but that's what I do. Start out by saying A, and keep on holding on to it, and you can start sliding towards saying E, being careful to savor all the sounds in between. Now, you don't want this to be a jump from one sound to the next, but rather let it be a slow, dragged out transition. As you do this, you'll produce a spectrum of vowels within your mouth. You can start trying to stop halfway between the sounds, so you can say and you can play around by trying to find the right distance between the three vowels. And before you know it, you know the difference between Lena and Line. And you'll be able to find pretty much any vowel in any language using this technique. This is a very powerful technique, but there is still one problem. Looking at the diagram for French, we see that next to the letter I, we see the letter Y. And in French, this represents the E sound. But Mr. Wilson, you said that vowels that are close to each other sound similar to each other. What's going on here? Yeah, what's going on? When we say O or oo, our lips are rounded. But when we say ah, our lips are not rounded. In English, the vowels in the back of our mouth on this side of the diagram are all pronounced with rounded lips, while vowels towards the front of our mouth on this side of the diagram are pronounced with unrounded lips. However, when we move on to other languages, it's not quite so easy. Learning almost any language, be it French, German, Finnish, Danish, or whatever, you have to deal with and e. E and E are positioned right next to each other because they're pronounced with the tongue in the same exact position. As you can guess though, one of them, E, is rounded while the other one, E, is not rounded. You might be tempted to say oo instead of E, but you can't do this because, for example, in French, the word lui, meaning him, is different from the name Louis. But what we can do is we can say E and we can slowly round our lips. E, E. And there we have it. E, different from oo. This concept that all vowels are either rounded or unrounded, combined with this technique for finding positions between other positions, helps you find most vowels in most languages. Of course, each language has its own unique challenges, so there are many more concepts to deal with, which I'll deal with in their own videos. I'll link to them here. You can either click on my face or check down in the description, including nasal vowels, long and short vowels, breathless vowels, and many more things that can happen. I'm Mikkel R.P. Wilson. You are watching the R Fluent Project. I hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.